Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Self-Help. And this is a new horror thriller coming from writer-director Eric Blomquist, who previously made Founders Day. And we're back with some more masks, but this time, in a cultish way, a young woman infiltrates a dangerous self-actualization community after her mother becomes entangled with its enigmatic leader. And this film does focus on Olivia, played by Landry Bender, who's concerned about her mother, played by Amy Hargreaves, who becomes connected in this relationship with Jack Weber's Curtis Clark, the leader of this organization. And, you know, this film has that pulpy 80s kind of horror vibes, similar to like what Founders Day had. So it definitely feels like Blomquist has that type of perspective that he's bringing to his films and bringing that type of energy. And this film does have some like body horror slasher kind of elements to it. Those probably aren't the strongest elements of the film, but there's a couple that's like, wow, that's very bloody and grotesque and uncomfortable. There's some self-mutilation, I think, or some of the most uncomfortable moments in the film that really grab you. And you have those types of elements sprinkled throughout the film, but honestly, this film really rides on its deeply rooted human drama. This tension between daughter and mother, and you feel it's palpable. And the chemistry that they have on screen, there's moments where they get physical with each other, and it hits hard. And I think Jack Weber does a great job of being this cult leader and who just has this charisma and has this presence. There are some moments where maybe some of the other cast members might not have the strongest presence or strongest performance, but overall this film is very tightly budgeted, small film, and you know, overall I think the cast, like Bender and Weber and Hargreaves, all are doing a fine job here. Even Blomquist is in the film in a smaller role and a supporting role, and this really is this journey that Olivia has to go on to try to take down this cult. And, you know, it plays out in beats that you would expect. This film's a nice, lean hour and 25 minutes, so it's not sticking around too long. I do feel like there's some moments where it gets like really like slashery out of nowhere, which doesn't really fit with the rest of like the vibe of what the film's going for. I understand like the creepy masks are being used for like their ceremonial things, but there is this section later in the film that goes full blown like slasher mode, and it's just like, I don't know if this really 100% fits. But I do feel like the drama and the thriller elements and the intensity of this central conflict, mother-daughter, and then being part of this cult, I think it does a good enough job anchoring this film down and giving it enough depth to be meaningful. And there's just something impactful about those elements. It's not the best horror film you're going to see this year, but it is a nice, lean, thrilling little film that has its merit, has its pulpy kind of feel, and by the time the credits roll, you'll feel some things and, you know, be affected by some of the performances. But those are my thoughts on Self-Help. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.